Welcome to game 2 of the series. This game is going to again be Barton versus Siddolio. Siddolio with a pretty impressive game 1. taking Barton out in 7 minutes 20 seconds with a pretty nasty demo charge there. Barton's decision to go Grenadier spam certainly didn't work out all that well. Let's see what he decides to do this game. If he goes industry again, I suspect that Siddolio will know exactly what he's doing. Apparently, Siddolio is going to spam Pios because on this map you need range infantry squads. He's going to struggle, I think, to get the munitions to equip all of them with flamethrowers, though. That is a lot of Pios. I think it's too many. He built tier 1, so he's not skipping it. Going straight for the munitions, of course, makes sense in a flamethrower-centric strategy like this. That's what he's doing, sending this squad immediately for the munitions point and spreading out for the fuel point on the right side, but he does not secure building control. Beginning of the game, Barton sending a squad of combat engineers there immediately. A Pio heavy opening against a combat engineer heavy opening should do okay. He's probably suspecting Barton will go 3 combat engineers, but on this map he does not. Oh wait, yes he does. Yes he does. Didn't see them on the tactical map. 3 combat engineers, 4 Pios, and then transitioning into conscripts. So his standard build. Apparently combat engineers are winning this engagement against Pios though. Siddolio took too long to close the gap. In positioned in green cover, they pick off enough of them before they can shuttle those into short range and win that engagement. The engagement for the left side also going to the combat engineers. Look at this. Siddolio getting shut down, just about RNG slash bad engagement distance. I think. I can't tell who's going to win this one, honestly. It looks like Siddolio's pulling ahead. Okay, he has won this one. They'll be forced to retreat. But conscripts moving up to support in the engagement, of course, will force those Pios away. And until Siddolio can collect the munitions he needs for flamethrowers, he will struggle in engagements against the conscripts that are now flooding onto the battlefield. Barton leaves this building to take control of the munitions and take back control of the fuel there on the right side. Pios at short range on those conscripts win that engagement and force the retreat. Mines being planted right there, so at least one of these Pio squads probably going to need to be reserved from minesweeper once he starts stepping on mines and realizes that that's a serious threat this game. Pios may be able to secure building control. They'll disengage instead of making the attempt. Combat engineers making their way up the right side to get the strategic point, and these combat engineers are probably going to jump back inside the structure to make sure that Siddolio does not take it from him. Grenadiers engaging at range over here on the left side. And Pios moving into short range against conscripts. Don't know if they're going to be able to win this. They're both already heavily wounded, and a second squad is moving to support right here. I don't think this is a good engagement for Siddolio. I don't know. That squad's falling very low and has to retreat. The engagement is won, I think, by Barton. Maybe. I don't know. Siddolio may be able to force this retreat from the conscripts at least. There it goes. Forces the retreat right there. Before being forced to retreat in turn by the combat engineers. And a squad just got wiped. What squad just got wiped? What is the announcer talking about? He just said a squad got wiped. Oh, was that a huge crit over there? Conscript squad get wiped, maybe? I don't see any squad wipes. Maybe my count is off. I think a squad of conscripts just got wiped on the left side. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was combat engineers. Let me look at the model more closely. That's a dead conscript. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I wish I hadn't missed it. I was paying too much attention to that other engagement. Either way, one of Barton's squads just got wiped out. And that's definitely bad if you're going to go industry. He hasn't locked in yet, though. He might choose something else. On this map, I don't think industry is a great choice, personally. And neither does Barton. He just locked in counterattack tactics. Pios at short range, getting gunned down. Siddolio doesn't like the engagement, pulls back to safety with that flamethrower. These two Pios are throwing up tier 2. Again, he did get one squad of grenadiers, I think, to secure building control here on the left side for capping. But only one. Just one squad of grenadiers for building control, by the look of things. And from there, he's going to transition to Panzer Grenadiers, which on this map makes a lot of sense, especially against a lot of combat engineers and conscripts. Panzer Grenadiers should perform extremely well. Extremely well, as long as they don't get flame critted to death by Barton's flamethrowers, of which he has purchased none, spending all of his munitions on flamethrowers thus far, floating 120. And if he goes shock troops, which he just did, he'll have to spend munitions on grenades. as well, so something for him to consider. Siddolio about to lose building control on the left side of these conscripts if flamethrower support does not arrive very soon. Grenadiers leave the building, jump back in the building, trying to secure control without losing the squad, but he falls too low, can't hold on any longer. Flamethrower moving up to engage these two squads, and Barton will split them. Flamethrower needs to disengage without a meat shield. Grenadier squad does make it to safety though, during the course of this engagement. Siddolio not doing well for map control at all. He has Osterre on Stalingrad, so that's somewhat to be expected, especially in the north base. Harder to secure building control from the this base up here. Sending his Panzer Grenadiers and Pios south to see what they can do. They may struggle against shock troops a little bit. With flamethrower support, they should be able to win engagements. Shock troops cost 390, Panzer Grenadiers 320. So it can be very difficult to outproduce shock troops with Panzer Grenadiers. If not, basically impossible. Depending on the engagement range, you can convince your opponent to take part in. Shock troops making their way over to the right side. Chase away one Pio squad. There's two Pios, one with a flamethrower. Panzer Grenadiers available to support. There goes that mine. Only takes out two Pios though, no big deal. May consider a mine super soon. May also want a third flamethrower first. He'll have to make that decision soon. Barton has purchased tier 2, but no tier 2 units. And he is going to secure full control of the left side and both of the munitions in the center. Panzer Grenadiers walk into a very nice engagement right there, catching those conscripts at medium range, forcing their retreat. Pios engaging those shock troops at long range. For now, Panzer Grenadiers moving to engage them at range in green cover. Engagement won't go anywhere for a while. All of these are short to medium range squads engaging at long range and with cover. Shock troops toss the smoke at the Panzer Grenadiers to try and close in on the Pios, then toss a frag right there, but Siddolio will dodge very nicely, anticipating that. Still having vision from his Pios, he saw the grenade getting tossed, but he should not have closed into short range against those shocks. Panzer Grenadiers are a medium range squad, shocks a short range squad, and clearly they prevailed in that engagement, taking only one model loss, inflicting 2, 3, 4, 5, and retreating with not that much health. So very nice engagement for Barton, inflicting a lot of manpower bleed right there for minimal trade. Making the most of those shock troops, and now he's purchased a lot of flamethrowers of his own. The importance of flamethrowers making itself quite prevalent here in Game 2. Both players trying to utilize them extensively, and it looks like Barton will take this engagement, getting into flamethrower range with superior numbers. Siddolio will be forced to make a full retreat. And his second squad of Panzer Grenadiers is on the field now. He groups his forces up and heals. He may be able to make some progress on some front somewhere. I think Siddolio has a very small manpower lead over his opponent, having wiped one squad and having suffered no squad wipes himself. But he's bled a lot, hit a mine, has no map control, and he's Osterre. And he's gone battle phase 1. So, things to consider. Barton on 3 flamethrowers, 3 conscripts, 1 shock troop. He's on 2 Panzer Grenadiers, 1 Grenadier, 3 flamethrowers. Pretty even looking infantry armies. The Panzer Grenadiers, having 2 squads of them now to Barton's only 1 shock troop, gives Siddolio 2 squads of lead infantry versus only 1. The flamethrower count is actually in Siddolio's favor now. And he's chosen close air support to try and boost his own munitions and probably also give him some protection against tanks. He may consider Panzer Shreks if he sees Barton field a vehicle of his own. 230 fuel for Barton right now, and he hasn't made any further tech decisions despite having a huge map control advantage. He's not going to tech to tier 3. He probably should though, because his counterattack tactics, the KV-1's not anything that like really all that impressive. T-34 spam probably serve him better with this huge lead, or maybe just a T-70. I wouldn't really recommend tier 4 on Stalingrad because the Su-76 and 85 are very hard to use on this map. All these tight corridors. Flamethrower will be forced to retreat through shock troops. Soft retreats north before hard retreating, but he's going to retreat through this whole blob. That flamethrower is dead. Nice pickup by Barton. Very nice flank and pickup on that squad. Siddolio is now getting a little bit boxed in. All of his forces over here on the left, plus he just suffered a squad wipe, plus 2 of his flamethrowers need to arrive to support the engagement. Barton has superior positioning over his opponent. I don't know how this engagement's going to go. Siddolio not really taking advantage of the green cover. Oh no! He just mass retreated through 2 flamethrowers. What is he doing? Wow. That Panzer Grenadier squad just barely survived that retreat. Barely. Shock troops moving up from the south flank will force another retreat from those flamethrower piles. Not sure they're going to get away. For the Motherland, or for Mother Russia, or whatever it's called, just got activated. Shock troops take a huge burst, though. Grenade gets tossed in a weird location. Oh, there's the wipe. There's the wipe. Oh no, what was that? What was that? Another combat engineer squad got wiped on retreat, I think. And these are going to all retreat through this S-mine field. Oh, the carnage. No squad wipes, though. Barely. This conscript squad is only alive by a hair. They need to be very careful about how they move. Nope. Why would he retreat through that S-mine field? Okay. The game just made a huge turn back into Siddolio's favor. He lost 1 Pio squad. And that's it, so that's not that bad.
Our brave infantry is dying.
But then his grenadiers immediately hit a mine and got squad wiped, so... I don't know, maybe it's not going back in Siddolio's favor. Just brutally lethal on both sides. Brutally lethal. The loss of Barton's shock troops hurts a lot. Then he's going to invest a little bit more manpower into the tier 3 structure right here. Siddolio going to try and take advantage of this quiet time to get some territory back under his control. Nice engagement for those shock troops. No flame crits. Huge damage at this range on those Pios, which will be forced to retreat. Panzer Grenadiers arrive to support at medium range. Nicely timed. Shock troops will be forced off the field after inflicting only 2 model losses on Pios, taking 1 manpower, 1 loss himself. He trades effectively for manpower right there, but not very well for time. Getting forced off the field with his only elite infantry squad, while Panzer Grenadiers will have full map control, is going to cost him in territory. Flamethrower over here is available should Barton try to secure building control. Panzer Grenadiers will do pretty decent damage at range against this building. Conscripts not making an attempt for the building, though. Panzer Grenadiers falling low because of this engagement range and cover situation. I don't know if closing into minimum range like that was a good idea either. Just kind of a bad engagement for him. Pretty good conscript volleys right there, and he didn't field superior numbers trying to take territory instead. He decaps the munitions, flamethrower working on that point, Panzer Grenadiers working on the victory point. This flamethrower grabbing the fuel. Obviously, 1 squad of conscripts is not a significant threat once he brings the full might of his forces to bear. Those conscripts are picking off a lot of Panzer Grenadier models while allowed to engage effectively from within the building. Conscripts getting into close range on these Pios take a huge burst and will be forced to retreat. Nice flamethrower right there. Barton throws his own flamethrowers into a half-track and is making his way towards Siddolio to try and pick up some squad wipes on the retreat. Late retreat by Siddolio right there. He did not react very quickly, and these flamethrowers are going to tear him to shreds on this retreat. Easy to chase on this retreat path. And we do not have any Panzer Shreks upgraded by Siddolio yet. Now that he sees in the half-track, he may consider that. A flame burst. Oh, no! Oh, Barton did not see that S-mine field. Ouch. Flamethrowers nail the half-track as he's reversing and take out 3 models inside, and then he reverses right over the S-mine field, and one of the squads gets wiped. Nice S-mine field. These S-mines are doing work for Siddolio this game. Healing and reinforcing in the base. I don't know if I've seen redistribute resources yet. Don't think so. Maybe. We're at 4 flamethrowers. He had to replace one of these lost squads. He's got a medic bunker in the base. Still no Panzer Shreks. There it is. Panzer Shreks being upgraded by Siddolio, who does use redistribute resources to be able to afford that. That should help significantly against the half-track. Mine going down over here on this approach. We will note that Siddolio has opted not to get a single minesweeper despite losing a full squad of grenadiers. What was that? Oh, S-mine field being detonated by the half-track over here. Nice play by Barton. Getting that cleaned up, planting some mines of his own. Shock troops get caught at medium range by a flamethrower squad. They will toss a grenade. Nice dodge though. Smoke grenade also to cover his capture of this point. As he's thrown both of his grenades, Siddolio can safely cluster his troops through the opening and get into an effective range on those shock troops. By upgrading both of his Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer Shreks here, he will leave himself a little bit more vulnerable to those shocks, and he's going to have to get really nice crits with his flamethrowers. Won't be able to engage them at medium range with his Panzer Grenadiers safely anymore. KV-1 on the field should be pretty easy to take down with double Panzer Shreks, as long as he spaces those squads out and it doesn't get a huge hit on them while they're clumped or anything. KV-1 will expose itself to that burst of damage, but all shots bounce or miss, taking only minor deflection damage. Oh, what are those shock troops doing? Grenade getting tossed. Half track over here. One more flame burst on that, retreating. Ooh, that was pretty good, but no wipe. Brought to one man.
We are in a dangerous situation. 100 points remaining.
Barton playing completely around victory points right now. He's got great map control, only 100 points left for Siddolio, who, while engaging somewhat cost effectively over the course of the game, loses a full squad on that mine. Nice mine. Planting it right at that tight little entrance where it's gonna cause troops to clump. Oh my god, the carnage! That mine! Wow! 3 squad wipes from 2 mines, this mine placement. I've never seen mines be this lethal. S mines and TM mines alike, Soviet mines. Mines have killed more this game than anything else. If that Panzer Grenadier squad goes down, I'm pretty sure we're looking at GG. KV-1 in the retreat path, shocks in the retreat path.
Ready for assignment.
Wow. Look at that. Look at those 2 mines. 2 mines win the game single-handedly. Anti-infantry strafe, anti-tank gun placement will take out the half-track, but that's not enough. Not nearly enough. Only 61 points remaining. Siddolio has no map control, and there's no doubt in my mind we are going to see Game 3. 1-1 Barton versus Siddolio. This game looked a lot more like what I would generally expect from Stalingrad. Flamethrowers and mines everywhere. Clearly, that's the way to play Stalingrad. Flamethrowers, mines, building control. Name of the game on Stalingrad. And this, again, will be the only series we've seen on Stalingrad that makes it to Game 3. Siddolio is so disappointed by the performance of his own troops that he's executing them in the base.
The peg gun is ready for orders.
But it's taking too long. AT gun over here is destroyed by the KV-1, which is now diving into Siddolio's base. Pio's making a mass suicide into the KV-1.
I fear we are losing. With 10 points remaining, look our strength run available.
And there it is. GG. Short break and we will jump into Game 3.